So we were working on a scene together from War of the Roses, and we had to transcribe the scene from the movie on the paper so that we could work on it. So she came to my dorm room. Now, she will dispute this fact that I'm about to say. She comes to my dorm room.
I can't.
In booty shorts. And I'll say it right to the camera. She came to my dorm room, my room, in booty shorts, okay? So I'm like, oh, this is a sign, right? So we're transcribing, but if you haven't noticed, my wife has a very nice posterior, looks good in booty shorts, okay?
Add in more booty shorts.
So we're doing a scene.
I got them from Ann Taylor. Ann Taylor does not sell booty shorts. Thank you, girl.
Anyway,
Thank you. Thank you.
Like maybe it was like Ann Taylor Rack or something because these shorts.
There's no Ann Taylor Rack. It's Ann Taylor Loft. They didn't even exist then.
There's cheeks. There's cheeks. That's all I'm saying. I'm not talking about these right here. Oh, they're cute. Look, so we were working on the scene, right? And like, you know, trying to figure out what's going on. At one point in time, we're sitting on the bed and everything. We're looking at each other. She's looking at me. I leaned over and I kissed her. I went over like this. What? And she reacted pretty much like that, except then she goes, "Ow, you kissed me. Let's talk about that." And I was like,
I get up and leave. This revisionist history.
I was like, no, you're here too. I said, she said, what happened?
I can't even interject because this is a fantasy. Go ahead. Tell me.
No. From your perspective, tell me what happened.
I need you to finish because I don't remember half of this.
You kissed me. Oh my gosh, let's talk about that. And I was like, yeah, I kissed you because I like you. And you're like, okay. And I kissed you again. You're like, oh, goodness. So then it became this whole thing. And you can fill this part in because this is actually hard for me to remember.
I'm not in your imagination.
It ended like her crying and us hugging. And she's like, I could right now, but I can't. And it's just not right. You don't remember this? You don't remember? Are you serious?
No, I remember transcribing War of the Roses, but all of this I don't remember. So I'm just going to listen.
Crying, going through this whole thing, and then leaving. And I was like, all right, it was a weird sort of thing. We worked on the scene, blah, blah, blah. She's getting tired. I said, let me get out of here. Have a good night. And she's like, wait, don't leave. I was like, what do you want? She's like, just stay. I'm like, all right, well, you're falling asleep, and I'm clearly still working on this thing. She's like, just don't go. So I'm getting ready to go at night. She would grab my hand. Like, I thought she was asleep. I'm about to walk out the door. She grabs my hand or whatnot. I walk back to the bed, and she's acting like she's asleep and then I'm asleep. And I just go like, I bent over and I kissed her. And she kissed me back. And that's like when it really sort of began, right? And we had 10 of the best days of my life that were just magic. Magic. And then she stopped talking to me.
Now somebody's, isn't revision history fun? Because Sterling remembers it one way, and she doesn't remember that second half at all. She knows about the play, transcribing it. Isn't it always just fantastic to try to figure out what you remember and what you just put off your mind? Like, this is obviously the origin story. We all have one. My origin story with my wife is that we both met on Match, and on the same day that I met her, in the morning on that same day, I broke up with my current girlfriend over email. As soon as I sent the email, I waited 20 minutes, okay, and then I went on Match.com, and I think it was like 15 minutes, and I found my now wife. And we were supposed to go out, I think, that weekend, but on one of those days at my job, I finished early, and I just had in my head, oh, let me text her, see if she's available today. It was sometime in the middle of the week. So I texted her, and she didn't text me right away. And then a couple minutes passed, she's like, okay. So I didn't know that she had told me that she was just scared because she was preparing herself for the weekend, but now it's happening this day. So we met up, and the first thing I did when I pulled up and saw her, I was gonna kiss her in the mouth, but she gave me the cheek. Well, that didn't last long, somebody's okay, because probably around 20 minutes talking, We were at the park. We met at the park, a public venue, which is fine. First time meeting, definitely meet at a public venue. And we just made out for 4 hours. I'm not joking. It was 4 hours. And there was a group of kids, maybe the oldest being teens, just watching us. I didn't care, okay? So that's how it all began. But I love origin stories and her not remembering anything. And by the way, Sterling was telling us that she has a nice posterior. I couldn't tell. She was sitting down. I wouldn't minded taking a gander. You know, if you stand up, take a spin, then I could confirm with Sterling. But it's great. When it works, it's a great time, because I'm sure she has a different version of what happened because she don't remember his, but it's fun. And also with Sterling, for all of you that have watched the channel, again, thank you. You know, this is Jay's boy on that show. This Is Us with Randall. So I wanted to see how true to life his character Randall is to him. It's a complete 180, okay? I get very annoyed with Randall, and I think Jay sometimes does too. But Sterling's just a fun guy. I could hang out with him. I probably can't hang out too much with Randall. And by the way, somebodies, after that 4-hour makeout session in the middle of the week, we went out on that Friday, and we stayed together all weekend and didn't finish until Sunday night. So we definitely made our own magic on that weekend. And also, somebodies, this goes to me because I've known Jane personally for this year is 20 plus years. With this couple, they remind me of Jay and his wife. Believe it or not, Jay is like Sterling when it comes to him talking about his relationship and marriage, and his wife is just like she was. Like, she probably wouldn't stand for Jay's version of the revisionist history, even if it's true. So that's the other thing that I enjoyed about both of these people, is because I'm like, this is kind of like Jay and his wife. No wonder I kind of like them. It was fun. Definitely to see in person. Take my word for it. If you see Sterling and his wife, I just saw Jay and his wife. It was phenomenal. It was fun.
I will concur with Mafuchi on this one. When my wife and I ask about how we met or how we got together, usually she'll say, you go ahead and tell the story. Kind of you like to tell it. Granted, I tell the correct perspective. She will not agree, of course. So when my wife and I met, we met at a community college where we were both teachers' aides. And I'm walking the kids back from their recess break. She's coming in. I think she was going on an interview that day or something of that nature. She walk up. It's in slow motion for me at this point. And I was like, oh, she's cute, right? She introduces herself. And granted, at this point, I'm taking the kids to the bathroom. And she's hitting on me, right? Now, she's not going to say she did. She's going to say, I knew we were going to be working together, so therefore, I want to introduce myself. Hold up. No. She already knew who I was, okay? She already knew who I was. Granted, her and my cousin, they already knew each other for junior high, I believe. So she already knew about who I was, right? So this is no, oh, I knew we were going to be working together. I just want to introduce myself. Nah, that's not how that went, right? So as far as us being together, we can agree on how the initial meeting went. We had two different perspectives of how the conversation went. I took it one way. She said she was being nice and saying we're going to work together. No, she didn't, because she worked in a completely different section of the summer camp than I did to start with. And it's not until she got into a classroom, and then after a while we worked together in the afternoon by the pool. Other than that, nah, she didn't know. But yeah, every couple's story is different about how they met. I guess the guys always exaggerate their story, but I like to think of it, we tell the true version of the story, and women, they like to just say it was nice, or they kind of downplay the meeting, but it is what it is.